Assalamu alaikum. Hello viewers, hope you are all well and enjoying your life. I welcome you all to the channel of Learn with MW. Viewers, don't go anywhere. In this video, we will discussing some amazing stuff about formation of the possessive case. So viewers, in the previous video, we have discussed the noun cases in which we discussed one of the case of noun which was possessive case, which we also call it genitive case. So we have learned in the previous video that possessive or genitive case is that case which basically show ownership or possession. So now in this video, we will discussing how possessive case is formed, or what are the rules for the formation of possessive case. So the native writer have written certain rules or technique. In this video we will discussing that technique and rule one by one. So let's start. The first technique of the formation of possessive case is when the noun is singular, then the possessive case is formed by adding only the apostrophe s to the noun. Again, when the noun is singular, then the possessive case is formed by adding apostrophe s to that noun or to that singular. For example, look at boy. So boy is basically a singular. A boy is also a noun. Boy is basically singular, and boy is also a noun. So what will we do? We will just add apostrophe and s. So now boys is basically the possessive case of boy. Similarly, the king's crown. So the kings. So king is also a noun and king is also a singular. The possessive case is form of that singular by just adding apostrophe and s. So now kings is basically the possessive case of king. So remember that the letter S is omitted in a few words where too many hissing sounds is produced. For example, look at this, for justice sake. So now justice is also singular. In the first technique, we have learned that when the noun is singular, the possessive case is formed by adding apostrophe and s to that noun or to that singular. But there are a few words in which too many hissing sounds are produced. So we just omit the letter s. So for example, look at justice is singular. Justice is singular. But letter s is omitted because when we write it like this, justices. So now too many hissing sounds are produced. So in order to remove the hissing sound, we just omit the letter s. So for justice sake. And again here look at for goodness. So goodness is also a singular. So when we pronounce like this, goodnesses, then it will be wrong because too many hissing sounds are produced. So we just write down or pronounce it for goodness sake. So hope you guys understand. When the noun is singular, we will add apostrophe and s to that singular in order to form it possessive case. But when there are too many hissing sound in that word, then we will just omit. Then we will omit the letter s, and in order to remove that hissing sounds. And for example, for justice sake and for goodness sake. So this is the first technique. Now we will discussing the second technique, that how possessive cases are formed. So remember that when the noun is plural. So the second case is when the noun is plural and n in s. When the noun is plural and n in s, then the possessive case is formed by just adding only an apostrophe to that noun. Or so again, when the noun is plural and n in s, then the possessive case is formed just by adding an apostrophe to that noun. For example, look at boys. So boys is here plural and it's also a noun. So its possessive case is formed just by adding an apostrophe. Similarly, girls. So girls is also noun and also plural. So its possessive case is formed just by adding an apostrophe. Similarly, horses. So horses is noun and also plural. So it possessive case is formed just by adding an apostrophe. So in the second technique we have learned when the noun is plural, then its possessive case is formed just by when the noun is plural and end in s, then its possessive case is formed just by adding an apostrophe to that noun. For example, boys school, girls school, horses tail, all of these are noun as well as plural and n-s, so its possessive case is formed just by adding an apostrophe. So now we will discussing the third technique that how possessive cases are formed. So let's begin. So the third technique says that when the noun is plural, again when the noun is plural but does not end in s. In the second technique, we have learned when the noun is plural and it ends in s. In the third technique, we will learn that when the noun is plural but does not end in s, then its possessive case is formed by adding both apostrophe and s to that plural. Again, when the noun is plural and it does not end in s, then its possessive case is formed by adding both apostrophe and s to that plural. For example, look at men. So men is basically plural. Men is basically plural and it does not end in s. Again, men here is plural. Men is basically plural noun and it does not end in s. So it possessive case is formed by adding both apostrophe and s. So now men's is the possessive case of men. In a similar way, look at children's book. So now look at children. So now children is noun and it's also a plural. Children is noun and it's also a plural noun. So and it also does not end in s. So its possessive case is formed by adding both apostrophe and s. So viewers, in the third technique we have learned when the noun is plural and it does not end in s, then its possessive case is formed by adding both apostrophe and s to that plural in order to form its possessive case. So up till now we have discussed three techniques that how possessive cases are formed. We will discussing further technique of formation of possessive cases. Now we will discussing the last case that how possessive cases are formed. So the last case is when the two nouns are closely connected. When the two nouns are closely connected, then the possessive sign will be put to the later one. For example, Ali is also a noun and Rizwan is also a noun. Ali and Rizwan's bakery. So, Ali and Rizwan are closely connected. Why they are closely connected? Because they are doing the same job. They are working at bakery. So, Ali and Rizwan's bakery. So, now when the two nouns are closely connected, then the possessive sign will be put to the later one. So, Ali and Rizwan's. So, here Rizwan is the later noun. So we will add apostrophe in s to the Rizwan. So the native writer have written in their book, when the two nouns are closely connected, then the possessive sign will be put to the later one. So here the example, Ali and Rizwan's bakery. So the Rizwan is a noun, Ali and Rizwan are closely connected, both are noun, and the apostrophe sign will be added with the Rizwan. So we have discussed all the technique how possessive case will be formed. Now we will discussing uses of the possessive case. Discussing the uses of possessive case, where the possessive case are used. So the first use is that the possessive case is used with the names of living things, and also with the names of personified object. So what is personification? Is basically we just represent an abstract ideas as person or as creatures. It is basically called personification. which are basically non-living thing, but we give them the quality of living object or living creatures. So now when the possessive case is used with the name of living things and also with the name of personified object, for example, the governor's bodyguard. So now governor is basically a living things, so we just add apostrophe in s. So possessive case is used with the name of living things, and also the possessive case is used with the name of personified object. For example, nature's laws. So nature is basically a non-living thing, but we here personified as living creature. So basically nature's possessive case is used with the nature here because we personified it. And in the similar ways, fortune's favors or fortune favors the brave. So fortune is also a personified. We personify the fortunes, so that's why apostrophe or s is used, which we call in possessive case, is used with the personified object. So the first use of the possessive case is that the possessive case is used with the name of the living things, as in this example the governor bodyguard, and possessive case is also used with the name of personified object, as in this example the nature laws, and also an example fortunes favor the brave. So now we'll discussing the second and the last case that where the possessive cases are used. Now we will discussing the last case that where the possessive cases are used. So the last in the case is that the possessive case is also used with the nouns denoting time and also with the noun denoting weight. Again, possessive case is also used with the noun denoting two things, the noun denoting time and the noun denoting weight. For example, a week's holiday. So now weeks is basically a noun and it basically denoting time. So that's why we use an apostrophe s, which is basically a possessive case. So a week's holiday. Similarly, a foot's length. So now foot is basically a noun and it basically denote weight. So we use apostrophe in s, which is basically a possessive case. So a foot's length denoting weight. So we have learned that the possessive case is used with the noun denoting two things, the noun denoting time and the noun denoting weight. So we have discussed all the aspect and all the concept of noun in the 6 videos which I have uploaded on my channel. So go through the channel and watch all the 6 videos. Inshallah, you will learn all the aspect and all the concept regarding noun. So if you like my videos, share this video with your friend, like and subscribe the channel, and don't forget to comment. Thank you very much.